Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2 Original Campaign. This is Big Los, and we are inside Ammon Jerro's haven. So when we go through this portal, we get to confront the warlock once again, and he just killed his granddaughter.
His powers are weak. I say we take...
Get up, you cowardly dog! Face us!
Shandra, her life. I can't even feel it. It's gone.
Yeah, she's dead, and you did it, Ammon. Turn and face me, or you will die where you stand.
Kill me now, and this place will collapse, and we will all die. In my blindness, I have done a great wrong. Perhaps it is not too late to rectify it. And where one was lost, I still might save you all. Only a fraction of power remains in my haven, but it will be enough to take us from this place.
Oh, so you're just gonna leave her?
So that's Ammon Jerro. Not dead after all. Glad we made sure of that before running into his labyrinth of demons.
Yes, he is alive, and he is much more powerful than tales ever indicated.
More powerful than some wizard, anyway.
So what now? We imprison him? Throw him to the watch?
Tell me you're joking. He'll send the entire district to the abyss, and then he'll come after us.
Justice must be served. But I am not certain he would find justice within Neverwinter's walls.
We could throw him off the docks.
I say we get what we need from him, then take care of him. No one needs to know.
He murdered Shandra Jerro, and he must answer for it. But we will not answer murder with murder.
I'm sorry. I still don't understand what went wrong. Was there no way to stop Shandra from doing what she did? It just makes no sense.
Amen.
There is no sense to be made of it, Grabnar. Now we must simply accept. It is our leader I am worried about.
The will of Ammon Jerro is broken, and this makes him dangerous. But no, it also makes him of use.
Oh yeah? Well, let's try to get all the use out of him that we can, since he took care of one of my party members.
Know that Ammon is the enemy of the Githyanki, and all he has done to fight the King of Shadows. It would be well for us to share words with him. If his knowing becomes ours, our strength increases. Speak to him, and see where his allegiances lie.
Why did you bring her to my haven? Even though she was of my bloodline, you knew she did not have the strength to survive there.
Well, we needed to get in. How else were we supposed to? Huh?
I have only recently escaped my imprisonment in the lower plains. And since then, I have fought to re-establish my stronghold and gather my forces, which you have ruined with your carelessness. As you know, the King of Shadows is growing in power as well. And the King of Shadows, he has won a victory against us this day without striking a blow.
Okay. Well, you're not the King of Shadows. So who are you?
I have fought the King of Shadows before. As soon as I became aware of the threat he represented to Neverwinter, to the realms, I fought him. I have made pacts. I have studied him, tried to learn his weaknesses and the extent of his power. And always it has been a war with few victories. Surely you know of the Ritual of Purification. You should know that I have performed part of the ritual myself already. Without it, we cannot strike at the King of Shadows, and the battle is lost before it begins.
Okay. So, what's your interest in the shards?
The King of Shadows is no mortal creature. He is not human, more a force than anything else. But there is something that can harm him. Those shards you have, they are part of the Sword of Gith.
Kalakcha.
Once the King of Shadows was driven back by Githyanki warriors wielding hundreds, maybe thousands of those blades. But the Sword of Gith is more than a simple silver sword. It can wound the King of Shadows, like it did once long ago. A part of the blade got lodged in your chest in the battle in West Harbor when you were a child. And whether you like it or not, you are now that weapon. The more shards you gather, the stronger that weapon becomes. Together, we can stop the King of Shadows, and we must.
Together? What do you mean, together? Care to elaborate?
I have completed part of the Ritual of Purification. If you kill me, the battle is lost as soon as my heart stops beating. Without me, you cannot win. Whatever punishments you think I deserve, I will suffer 1,000-fold, well beyond anything your small mind can imagine. But I will strike at the King of Shadows before I leave this plane, and you will have no stronger ally than I in this, both in knowledge and power.
Very well. Pledge yourself to my service, and we will take action.
You have defeated me in my lair, and I am weakened. I have no choice. The tactics you used are the sacrifices this war requires. Regardless, we must gather our forces against the King of Shadows. Even now, his presence is extending from the Mare of Dead Men. The high road has become impassable. My scouts, now vanished, reported legions of shadows and undead stirring within the Mare, and a sphere of darkness expanding from the heart of the swamp, killing all life it touches. We cannot stop him alone. With my powers weakened, my demons are no longer bound to me. You will need an army to face him.
Okay, so I think we shifted our alignment towards the chaotic a little bit more by how we answered.
Yes, no doubt.
So let's try to learn some more.
That is a long tale. Some pieces of the tale I gave when we escaped. But there is more, yes. As you probably already know, the King of Shadows was once a creation, a guardian of Ilfan. By tapping into the power of the Weave, the source of all magic in Faerun, Ilfan sought to make an invincible protector to shield its borders.
So who was he? Who was this guardian?
A man, perhaps. Who it was, I was never able to determine. But whoever it was, he was willing to give up himself to protect his empire. Give up his sense of self, his identity. It is no small sacrifice.
Oh, wow. Which one are we gonna pick? You sound sympathetic. Yeah.
There is a certain sympathy I have for such a man. For someone willing to make that choice.
What do you mean?
He cast away his family, his ties to his people, and he ended up suffering for it while attempting to save them. Such a motivation is not hard to understand. Even more now, to see the King of Shadows reviled for what he has done, and knowing that at its core, he sought only to protect the people under his care. Now, its people are gone, and even knowing its failure, it still seeks to protect its empire and, most importantly, itself.
Okay, so how will it do that?
If it frees itself, it will seek to destroy anything that threatens it. You first, then I. Then it will destroy all civilization on the Sword Coast where its former empire lay. And from then on, I do not know what it will do. But the coast shall become as the Mare is now, lifeless. Its only people raised from the dead to become the shades of the new Ilfan Empire.
Okay.
No doubt.
So, why do you want to stop the King of Shadows?
Why do I wish to stop the King of Shadows? Perhaps this is a question you should ask yourself, since your motivation in all of this has been unclear from the start.
What do you mean?
Does he threaten you specifically? Do you feel that the Sword Coast cast beneath shadow would be an unwelcome thing? All life turned to death and ghosts? Or perhaps you would simply sleep better at night, knowing that a twisted remnant of the Ilfan Empire was as dead and buried as they are?
Let's see, I think we should do this bluff/lie check. I only wish to protect Neverwinter and all its people.
Perhaps I underestimated you, and your resolve. I wish to stop the King of Shadows because he is a threat to not only the people of Neverwinter, but to the Sword Coast and Faerun itself. That is all. And while simple, it is the truth. Despite whatever onus has been placed on my actions, desperate measures were required to stop him the first time, and will be again. More can be saved as a result, and that is all that matters now.
Oh, so you're trying to do good, huh? Alright.
Now, that is the first piece of wisdom I have encountered from someone in Neverwinter's service for some time.
Oh, more questions.
No doubt.
Okay. I'd like to know more about your past.
Yes, I imagine the history books have little to say on the matter, aside from my many misdeeds, which is how I wished it.
The Jerro family was once part of the highest nobility of Neverwinter. When growing up, I displayed a certain aptitude for magic, especially the magic tied to the lower planes.
With little training, I was able to do spells well beyond my years, and well beyond any training I received in the academies and elsewhere.
Okay, so how did you get all this power?
Gain it. With the lower planes, the power is always there. It just needs a focus and the will to control it.
In my case, it did not take long to master that power. The greater discipline came in using it sparingly so that few could see.
Why did you do that?
When one displays such power, it does not grant you freedom. It becomes a cage and makes you a target. You will be constantly beset by the problems of others, who will see your power as an excuse to compensate for the lack of theirs. That is never a position I want to be in, nor a philosophy I wish to encourage in others. Nevertheless, I displayed enough talent to be accepted by the Neverwinter court, to be the Jester Mage.
So you were a jester?
To make my intentions plain, it was a position of convenience and opportunity. One of many. The position allowed me to obtain access to many of the secrets of the Neverwinter, as well as free access to the Academy libraries, their vaults, and the court records. Also, I thought that perhaps my position might give me a greater voice when attempting to convince others of threats that beset us. But that proved to be an ill-founded conclusion.
That's because nobody takes a clown seriously.
Oh yes, I had several teachers. Many are dead now through unfortunate circumstances, but not by my hand, I assure you. I sought teaching not only in Neverwinter and Waterdeep, but also across the plains from infernal allies, and even from the Arcane Brotherhood in Luskan.
The Arcane Brotherhood?
Yes. Provided one can stomach their politics, they have a vast library of knowledge to draw upon. And I also wish to study their workings from within, in case I needed to defeat them one day. Oddly enough, it was by walking these dark paths that I saw the greater threats we faced. Shadows were growing stronger around the Mayor of the Dead Men. This was due to the growing power of the King of Shadows.
What did you do?
I attempted to warn the court of Neverwinter of this, but they were too busy vying for power and holding blades to each other's throats to listen. So I sought allies elsewhere, amongst demons and devils, and even the Githyanki. And I used all the power I had, which was considerable. And by waging a war, by the nature of my allies, I became something others feared. I even gained the name of my enemy, as you proved when you first encountered me in my haven. To think you believed me to be our mutual enemy. The irony runs deep, indeed.
So, why were you fighting us?
Was I ever fighting you? All I recall is you tripping across my path and my servants. Perhaps if you had sought another means to make your intentions known, we could have coordinated our efforts and none of this need ever have happened.
Okay. I'll give you that one.
Then we are agreed on the matter. Regardless, that is behind us now. We now know the truth. We must cooperate to succeed. No doubt.
What else can we ask?
How any of my kin managed to survive is a mystery to me. It seems the Jerro line is more resilient than I thought. But yes, I thought the Jerro line had been ended in the war with the King of Shadows. During the battles that waged near the Mare, near Highcliff, there was so much chaos, I thought what remained of my family was lost. Now, they truly are.
So was it your loss of family that drove you to fight?
This useless tracking through old memories has no bearing on our current quest. Let us focus on the present, not what or why I did things in the past. No doubt.
Okay, so we need to gain influence with him to learn more about him.
I did. But before I could reach the other statues, the Shadow Reaver arrived. And even with my allies, I could not stand against him. Now each of us bears the necessary pieces of the ritual. And together, we are the only ones who can harm him. Like it or not, we need each other if we are to succeed.
How can the ritual stop the King of Shadows?
If the Githzerai did not already explain, the ritual is designed to unmake the Ilfon Guardian, which the King of Shadows once was, and still is in part. But the Guardian is a shell, a vessel for what the King of Shadows has become. When it drew life from the Shadow Weave long ago, it became something else, something greater. Still, its outer skin is that of the Guardian. We must break that armor first, and once shattered, then we may strike at his essence.
So what ritual did you get? What is its power? Is it the Web of Purity?
When the time is right, I will show you, not before. Part of power comes in knowing when to keep it a secret, and sharing it only with those you trust.
Oh, you're saying you don't trust me?
If the Githzerai did not but the guard, still its outer skin is that of the guard. We must do it within the King of Shadows' fortress, as near to his heart as possible. Within the Mare of Dead Men, or the Merdelaine as the Druidess calls it. There is where we must go.
Surrounded by a cloud that devours life.
Yes, I know. I do not know how to defeat such a shield yet, but we must find a way.
Okay, how do we strike at his essence?
To do that, will require the Sword of Gith, which you carry with you. The silver swords of the Githyanki are the only weapons I have seen that have harmed the King of Shadows, and the Sword of Gith is the mightiest of such weapons.
But it's broken into many pieces.
That fact did not escape me. We will need to remake it if we are to succeed.
Do you know how to do it?
No, but it is something we must discover, and soon. I do not believe reforging the sword will require all the shards. But as I have never done such a thing, I do not know for certain. The Githzerai who travels with us may know more. In that, she may have some use.
Are you sure this sword can kill the King of Shadows?
No.
So what are our chances of success?
I do not know. Greater than nothing, I suspect. But it is a chance we must take.
Okay.
No doubt.
So why did you choose now to reveal yourself?
I have only recently escaped my imprisonment in the lower plains. And since then, I have fought to re-establish my stronghold and gather my forces, which you have ruined with your carelessness. Let us simply say I had help in the matter, and leave it for another time. It has no bearing on our present situation.
Okay, so I think that's about all that we can really ask him. Let's see, I think we did gain a couple points of influence. And we did get 1 point towards chaotic for doing the bluff lie check. So let's talk.
What is your will?
To all these other characters to see.
I will hear you.
If they changed any of their dialogue options. Doesn't look like that she did, so let's talk to someone else.
Is there something you need?
Yeah, did you change your tune? Are there any dialogue options that are different? No. How about you, San?
Yes?
Let's see. No, that's the same ones as before. What about you, Bishop?
So what does the great captain of Crossroad Keep want with his humble tracker? Something you want hunted down, my lord? Or some forsaken path scouted?
Alright, how about actually pulling your weight with a little less backtalk, biatch.
Is that a command, or just your opinion? Hard to tell nowadays, you being part of the nobility and all. Is that how you want to spend the rest of your days? With a squire by your side, a painted shield, and some pathetic code of honor to keep your back stiff as a board?
Alright, let's do this diplomacy check. You knew me before I became master of this keep. Have I really changed so much?
No, maybe not. But it's hard to tell past the word sometimes, and that makes me a little suspicious. You treat me like one of your lackeys, you'll regret it. And God's help you if you try and order me around. I'm my own man. Got it? Now, is that all? Or did you have some orders for me?
No, I had some questions about Malin.
All that goes on between a man and a woman. What do you think? I'm no noble to cloak it all up in pretty words and painted shields. After a while, though, you start to see the person, and if you don't respect them, then you leave. Simple as that.
Well, she said you didn't serve anyone but yourself, to quote her.
That what she said? And if it was true, what would you think about it?
Well, then I think you should just bounce. If it's true, you're colder than I thought.
I hope so. But trust me, you haven't seen my depths yet. What Malin said. Just words. She never knew me, and neither will you.
Then what are you doing here? Alright, who didn't we talk to already? I guess Casimir.
Yes? Is there something you wish of me?
Any change? No, nothing. Let's see.
Great! What's wrong now?
No, you're still saying the same stuff. Well, I guess it's a waste of time now, so what's going on up here? Sir Nevalle.
You no doubt have heard. Fort Lock has fallen. Nasher has summoned you. You are to report to Castle Never at once, and only you. Your companions are to wait here.
Oh, and why is that? Am I in trouble?
The business of our Lord Nasher is his to say, not mine. You are expected to heed his wishes, not ask more questions. Lord Nasher's request cannot wait, and you will make haste to Castle Never. If not, this keep will have a new knight captain before twilight.
Oh, so you're threatening me now, huh? That best not be a threat.
I spoke hastily. The loss of Fort Lock worries me greatly, and I fear this keep shall be next if steps are not taken. Do what you will, but I respectfully suggest you heed Nasher and see him at once.
Oh, it's you, the captain of Crossroad Keep. I've been waiting for some time. I bring you greetings from Lusk.
Not now. The captain has urgent business. Whatever you need from him can wait till he returns from Neverwinter.
Yes, well, I'll be waiting anxiously for your return.
Oh, shut up. Act 3.
There is a growing darkness to the south, and Crossroad Keep is our best hope to stopping the army of the King of Shadows from reaching Neverwinter. Your keep will play a great role in the war to come. We are still awaiting word from the defense of Fort Lock, but we fear the worst. But the tidings are not all ill. Lord Nasher has prepared something for you, for all your efforts on behalf of Neverwinter. Here, these are yours to wear and to wear proudly. It is the garb of knighthood, and soon Nasher shall make you a true knight in his service.
Oh, these are a symbol of knighthood? What are they?
As the days grow darker, the need for heroes grows greater. And Lord Nasher wants to recognize you as one of our finest. It is you who have built the keep into the force that it is. It is your name that is echoed on the lips of the men and women here. Even Sand has been known to say a kind word or two about you. What you wear is merely a cloak until that time. But you will find it carries with it special enchantments you may find helpful. Some of the finest mages and weavers of Neverwinter have crafted these cloaks. They should afford you some measure of protection while wearing them. The rest you will discover for yourself. The ceremony will take place in the Great Hall. We have gathered together many nobles from all over Neverwinter. Come now, Let us make our way to the antechamber outside the Great Hall. Lord Nasher awaits. Your companions, the people you have assembled in Crossroad Keep, believe in you, and through you believe in Neverwinter. It is no small thing you have done here.
Oh no! Not this guy. Uh-oh.
Is that... Gods, it's the ancient alarm! I never thought I'd live to see this day. We are under attack!
Oh no! Vampires! Wraiths?
They are here for Nasher. We must get to him at once.
Okay, so will we be able to protect Lord Nasher from all these undead? Find out next time. This is Big Los, signing off, and Tango with Wendia.